We just stayed at an Airbnb last night, and the guy sent us a little message to say that it's a river at the back of the property. So I've just come for a little short walk, probably about 100 metres or so, and that's the view. That's the river behind us. I don't know if it does justice in the phone, but it's absolutely beautiful. There you go, bit of the river. So I just thought I'd make a little short video, just thinking about life and things like that. Well, look what he's done here. He's got an old, that's the chair off a ski lift. And we're close to the mountains here, the ski fields of New Zealand. Just have a little seat. Yeah, I was talking about life and how you can improve your life. So now I want to make that money work for me rather than me work for the money. And my plan is to get into real estate, but I'm also interested in doing these sort of podcasts like this just to help other people see that just because you got made redundant, that's what happened, we got made redundant, that you no longer have value in life. Well, you do. You've just got to realise it. You may think that, I don't know anything, I only know the trade. For me, I'm an electrician. It's quite, to me, in my mind, it's quite a specialised thing. In New Zealand, we have, I think it's around 24,000 electricians in New Zealand, out of a population of 5.5 million. So divide 24,000 by 5 million, you come up with a percentage. To me, pretty small percentage of the population. If it's true, if that ratio holds true for the rest of the world, there's not that many people that really do what we do. I'm very interested in AI. I want to use AI. Well, if you see me on here, this is me. I'm out in the field. I'm enjoying my life. AI is at a point where you can still tell. It's getting better and better, and I guess there'll come a stage where you won't be able to tell anymore if it's an AI or a human. Things like background noise and the face, like people don't sort of, they don't clear their throat, they don't little cough and have little pauses and stop and think about something. You might better, the kids come in the background. I can hear birds chirping. I don't know if you can hear it on the recording here. And there's a gentle roar of the rivers. I think there's some rapids down there. Possibly a little waterfall, I don't know. It's so beautiful. I absolutely love this. What I want to do is inspire other people. My arm's getting tight holding it up there. I want to inspire people to make the most of who they are. You, me, and everyone else on this planet. We are God's greatest gift. You scratch yourself, your skin, and it heals up. Like, you may consciously not even want that little scratch to heal up, and it'll heal up anyway. As an electrician, I've got probably, 50 screwdrivers. If any of those tools break, I either have to replace it or fix it or get it fixed. Those tools do not fix themselves. The human body, it fixes itself. It's amazing. And we've been given, we've got our 5 senses. We can hear, see, taste, touch and smell. That we taught that, right from primary school. And we have another 6 higher faculties, which, when I say them, you'll know what they are. You've all heard of them. But we were given these gifts for free. And it's a bit of a sad fact on humanity that when we get something for free, we tend to take it for granted. So, and these 6 things, in my opinion, when I go through there is a debate about some of them, but anyway, AI will never have, a computer will never have. Imagination, all right? Intuition, perception, reason, memory, and the will. And when I was going through that, I thought, memory. Computer's got a better memory than us. But your memory is all the words that you know. They are all stored in your memory. And those words and those experiences in your life is what makes you unique. That's what makes you you. A computer hasn't got that, Yes, a computer has tons of memory and it has access to every web page and website in the world and all this stuff. And in a blink of an eye, it can access that, look at it, reference it, collate it, make a pattern out of it, look. It's not the same as a human being. You know, we pull out of our memory what we need in the moment. And some things are relevant and some things are not. And we filter that out. And that's what makes us human. And the way we use our memory, only human beings can do the way, you know. An algorithm is programmed to use its memory a certain way. A computer is still just a computer. It's a machine, and it's been programmed by somebody or a group of people to do a certain thing in a certain way. You know, it hasn't got imagination. It can make suggestions and it can make predictions based on patterns of before, but it doesn't do it the way we do it. If AI had been around when the Wright brothers were on this earth and they invented the aeroplane, and even as it was with other human beings just say, oh no, you can't fly in the air like a bird. It's just ludicrous. It's just ridiculous. And if we had AI models back then, they'll be predicting things. Oh no, you definitely can't do it. Well, us human beings, we have imagination, and we use it in a way that AI never will. Oh, the sun's come out. And that's what sets us apart. So AI will never have imagination the way human beings have imagination. Sort of leads me on to, we're spiritual beings living in a physical body, and that, if you watch my videos, you'll see a talk on that. But we are not, you are not your body, and you are not your name. You have a name and you have a body. It's on us to look after our bodies and do the best we can in that sense. But it's the essence of us is spiritual. Our bodies are just a group of atoms and molecules and electrons or whatever, and cells and all that stuff. And what is it that makes this group of atoms and electrons and all the things that we can just get up and walk around and move around and do stuff? And it's spirit. And every living thing has spirit. And spirit is everywhere. It's taught in the scriptures and stuff. Spirit is equally present in all places at all times. So a blade of grass has a spirit. It's a spiritual force. It's a life force. That blade of grass will press up through concrete. It takes a long time, but it will. And that's another lesson there with plants and things. Here in Christchurch, we have had the earthquakes, and you get some of those areas where they've not. A lot of the concrete has been ripped up, but there's parts where there's still a bit of concrete. You just go back there, and that was in 2011, so it's 15 years ago now, and you'll see the grass pushing up through that concrete. It just is persistent. Life is persistent. And, as I say, we're spiritual beings living in a physical body. So I got to thinking, I had to form a company there just recently, and, excuse me. Spirit has no shape, spirit has no form. It just is. And, we're spiritual beings living in a physical body, and what's a company? Well, it's a spiritual entity. It has no shape, it has no form. It can sue and be sued and all this sort of thing, and it can borrow money and stuff like that. But the actual entity of a business has no shape, has no form. So it's a spiritual thing as well. So I'm getting into the real estate game, but I may have to form another one for this these podcasts. At the moment, just me, Alan Mayrick, and what is the soul of that business? And so for me, getting into real estate and getting your rental properties and stuff, it's the tenant who pay the bill. So I'm saying, mate, we got to look after our tenants. We really do. And there's so many people that want to get into property, get into real estate because, I just want to make a lot of money. And yes, you can make a lot of money. But guess what? You're going to make a lot of money. It doesn't matter what you do, whatever business you do. If you structure it right and you set it up right, and the spirit, the soul of that business is on tack, you're going to make a lot of money. People realise, we have this other sense, intuition. See, you can tell when someone's telling lies to you. We just know. You don't know how you know, but you just know. And it's the same with a business. If that business is not moral, ethical, people can tell. If you're just there just to make more money, you're not going to last. And I'm trying to build a business that lasts, that I can even leave as a legacy as well. That entity of business can survive. You know, we talk about Steve Jobs with Apple, and he's done very, very well. And Steve's gone now. Been gone over 10 years, I think, probably longer. And but see, I think Apple's on its way down. That Tim Cook's done some things that Steve would never have done. Anyway, I'm going off track a little bit. The big thing is that you have a reason to be here on this earth. You have something to give. You have something to offer. If you think you don't, think again. How you package it up, what you do with it, that's on you. You know in yourself. It's there. It's already there. And all you've got to figure out how to do is draw it out of yourself. Well, with me making these videos and stuff, that's just my way of doing it. You'll do it a different way, you know. If you've come this far in this video, you're watching me, you're listening to this, you'll get it. Look, I know you. I don't know your name, but I know your soul. And I know that you know there's something inside of you that wants to do more, give more. I'm 64, I ain't got no show giving up. I'm not stopping. I'm just starting. I've got dibs on 85. I'll probably be 105, and who knows, with all this AI stuff, I might be 125. I'll just keep going, and I'll keep giving. And there's more talks. You can talk about the laws. You've got man's laws. Man's laws can be changed. Man's laws can be broken. Then you've got spiritual laws, God's laws. God's laws can't be changed, and God's laws can't be broken. And there's no policeman for those laws. I like to use, just as a quickie, the law of gravity. I like to talk about that because little kids understand it applies to everyone. You know, good or bad. You know, if you're a sweet little old lady with a bad hip and you walk up on a side of a balcony, you take a step off, you're going to hit the ground. You could be the worst sort of, ex-criminal or something like that. You go to that balcony, you take a step off, you're going to go down. And it applies to inanimate objects as well. You get like a rock or something, you put the rock on the edge of that balcony, you push it off the edge, it's going to go down. Everything obeys the law of gravity, and there's no policeman for that. It's going to happen. If you want to take on the law of gravity, well, good on you. Take it on. You will not win. You'll hit the ground. Doesn't matter what you do. And okay, we'll talk about flying, but it's a different thing. When that plane stops moving through the air, it goes down. The law of gravity applies to it. Anyway, so with me and how this applies to you, if you're watching this up to this point in time, if you give something, something will come back. All right, what goes up must come down. So if you put something out, if you give out, something will come back to you. And you may not know, and the thing you gave to a person, you probably won't get it back from that particular person. But the universe works in such a way that it keeps track. Like, there's no big book or something, but it just knows. It's like the law of gravity. You can't see the law of gravity either, but it's there. It's always there. It's always present. And it's the same with this. So if you're out there putting some content out, putting something useful out, helping someone in some way, something will come back to you. And well, I better wrap this up because I'll just go on all day. And I was going to sit here for another 5 or 10 minutes and just enjoy this beautiful view. We're in centre of the North Island in New Zealand. I live in Christchurch. I did mention I'm in Christchurch, but I'm actually not right at this particular point in time. But I just want to say I love you, I care about you, and if I can do it, you can do it. Bye. See you next time.